I can't think of anything that is more controversial and a greater challenge for our society and the church today than the issue of homosexuality. Very few churches will talk about it. Pastors are uncomfortable dealing with it, and certainly it's the kind of thing that gets people immediately polarized and taking sides and fighting and arguing, and it's going to obviously continue for the foreseeable future. But what I wanted to do in a very loving and I hope helpful way is to share a couple thoughts about why homosexuality is not the best picture of how God wants us to deal with our own sexuality. I think the most important thing I would say to anybody about sexuality is not about us. Now, that's a shocking statement for most people because most people think sex is all about us. But really, sex is all about a picture of the Lord's love for us. Now, most Christians, whatever view we take about homosexuality, we will hopefully realize from Ephesians 5 that the male-female relationship, or the husband and wife, is a picture of Christ and the church. Now, what it's telling us is that Christ and the church are a picture not only of the Lord's love for us, but it's also a picture of our sexuality. In other words, the woman is not the man, and the man is not the woman. And in the fact that they're different is what draws them to each other. In other words, it's the glue that begins to bring them toward each other. And therefore, sexuality, because it is a picture of our relationship to the Lord, has to have some picture of difference to it so it can reflect the Lord being drawn to us and us being drawn to Him. And therefore, if we are directing our sexuality toward the same sex, what we are really doing is we're moving away from that differentiated concept in which we're drawn to a different sexuality, a different person, and as a result, we reflect then the Lord and His sexuality picture to us. Now, the kind of thing we're talking about now is never discussed in the church today, but my hope is you can realize that sex is a gift, not just for procreation or for pleasure, but it's ultimately a picture of the Lord's love for us. When we begin to think about that, we begin to have a handle on how to deal with this very controversial subject in a loving and caring way.